Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer news. We start with Marcelo Brozovic, as it has been reported that the midfielder will no longer wait for Barca as Al Nassr are satisfying all his demands as it stands. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about right back problem for Barca, as it has been reported that Barca boss Xavi Hernandez have given the go-ahead for Barca to push so hard for the signing of Joao Cancelo. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In what comes as a major blow for FC Barcelona, Italian journalist Gianluigi Longari is reporting that the midfielder is no longer going to wait for Barcelona. Instead, the 30-year-old could now be leaning towards a transfer to Al Nassr, who have been pushing so hard to sign him, and they are now satisfying all his demands. Brozovic has been at the center of the transfer tug-of-war between Barca and Al Nassr. The Saudi Arabian outfit have already reached a 23 million euro agreement with Inter Milan, but Brozovic had been stalling on that deal as he waited so long for Barcelona. In the meantime, the Asian club kept pushing hard to convince the Croatian midfielder to join, and it seems that they have achieved their goal and the transfer is now advancing. While Barcelona held a strong interest in Brozovic, the club are lacking the financial power to go ahead with a deal. It was initially reported that the 30-year-old had an agreement over personal terms and was willing to give the club time to make a formal offer to Inter. But with the La Liga champions not in a position to make any move until they make some important sales, Brozovic has seemingly decided to move on and is currently leaning towards a transfer to Al Nassr. Even Fabrizio Romano is reporting that the deal is now progressing from the player's side, meaning that the operation could be on track and Barca could miss out on the Inter Milan captain. In that scenario, the Blaugrana will likely make a move for Girona midfielder Oriol Romeo, who would be available for 10 million euros or even lower if a player is offered in the deal. Initial contacts have already been made for the transfer, and things might soon pick up pace on this front. Of course, this doesn't come as a big surprise to me personally. I think Marcelo Brozovic's deal have always had a lot of questions on it. You know, yesterday there were reports that Barca and the player have come to an agreement worth 7 million euro per year. And this came amid reports saying that Inter Milan and Al Nassr have already made full agreement for a 23 million transfer fee. And of course, Barca were looking already like the losing party here. So it was all left for the player to give his final say. And I think that despite everything Barca have been through, searching for a new DM, you know, Barcelona were so optimistic about this because after the reports came out yesterday, there were really reports flowing about the media saying that the player will be heading to Barca because the player has the final say in this. No matter that Inter will say yes to Al Nassr, but if Brozovic says no, there is nothing Inter can do about it. There is nothing. So this report now coming as a big blow for Barcelona, very big blow. After weeks and weeks of showing interest, it seems as though Barca have lost the race. And why shouldn't they lose the race? A club that haven't still sold any single player, and yeah, we are talking every day about how if they don't sell, they can't buy. They can't buy. So who will have that patience to say, okay, go ahead, do what you have to do so that you can sign me up? I don't think Brozovic's agents could have waited. Yesterday we got report of they have given Barca 6 days for them to make a formal offer because Barca have never, I mean, no matter the number of times we have been speaking about Brozovic's rumors to Barca, Barca have still to make any formal offer for the player, and it made no sense. that Brozovic could have still been waiting for this club to make a formal offer because there was no need. There was no need. There are still a lot of things that Barca need to sort out. The whole world knows that. And I think that there was no chance whatsoever. There was no chance for Barca to even give any hope for Brozovic to wait for them longer. And it doesn't come as a surprise that the player is now heading towards Saudi Arabia. Of course, when it comes to finance, Barca are nowhere near Al Nash. The Saudi Arabian clubs have invaded the European market so powerfully. They have attacked the European market so powerfully this summer. And if you can't hold your player tight, they will leave, all because they are tempted by the heavy amounts of offers that the Saudi League is now offering to some of the top stars in Europe. And I think Barca couldn't stand a chance with Al Nassr. We understand that every player would like to play for a reputable club, a club that has reputation, a club that have great history. And I think that that was what Brozovic that was why he was delaying his decision, or because no matter that Barca would have offered lower salary than Al Nassr, but just the fact that he plays for a club with great history like Barca, that was why he was still contemplating. But from the look of things, there is no reason waiting because one, you can't say Barca will guarantee him any registration, even if he is successfully signed, and they have not sold any players. So how can they sign him? Time was running out, so this comes as no surprise. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Amidst the ongoing financial instability at Barca, the club have prioritized the most urgent positions of the squad. Ilkay Gundogan's arrival is set to fill a void in midfield. The priorities now include a DM and a backup striker. A left winger is also mentioned if Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati hit the exit door. Still, their departures is looking seemingly unlikely, and the demands of the team will change if they stay or if only one ultimately departs. Now, according to Spanish outlet AS, with Ferran and Ansu unwilling to go, Barca board does not rule out the arrival of a right back as well, opening the door for a low-cost operation on the right-hand side. Xavi hopes to integrate more competition and relieve Koundé from that full-back role. As such, he is not giving up on his pursuit of a new right-back, despite the delicate financial situation. And report states Man City outcast Joao Cancelo has emerged as a viable option. With the Portuguese garnering consensus from Xavi and his coaching staff, the Catalans wish to sign him on a season-long loan deal with a potential purchase clause. The operation is seemingly more feasible considering Pep Guardiola has established that Man City will not obstruct Joao Cancelo's exit. However, it has been suggested previously that the European champions would prefer a direct sale. Apart from the alleged issues related to the player's attitude, Cancelo would fit the bill in that right-back department, offering a profile that Xavi likes a lot. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.